Let's just start the story off like this. I swear to you and everyone listening that this story is 100% true. So here it goes. Back in 2024, I worked maintenance for a mid-range hotel off the interstate of northern Georgia. It wasn't fancy, but it stayed full because of truckers and families driving through. I was the guy who fixed the toilets, replaced smoke detector batteries, changed out TVs, the basic stuff. However, one room in the hotel was a little different. This was room 313. Every hotel worker has that room, and you know exactly what room I'm talking about. The one housekeepers hate, the one guests complain about for vague, strange reasons. Well, ours was 313. People said it was cold, even in the summer. They said the TV turned on by itself. They said the bathroom lights flickered all night. But worst complaint of all was the one that kept repeating. It was always the same. They would say, "Someone stood by my bed and stared at me." We always wrote these things off, old wiring, thin walls, over-attractive imaginations. But then, one night, I had my own experience. And this was the night that changed everything. It was Thursday, slow night. The front desk called me around 10:45 p.m. A couple in 313 said their air conditioner was not blowing at all. I groaned because the AC units and the part of the building always required going inside the wall and accessing the fan. Not my favorite task. Still, I grabbed my tools and I headed up. When I reached the third floor, the second I stepped out of the elevator, I felt it. It was a drop in temperature. Not just cooler, like cold. It was like walking into a refrigerated truck. The hallway lights flickered. Not wildly, just slow pulse, which somehow made it worse. Like the electricity was breathing. I told myself it was nothing. I walked to the door of 313, knocked, and the husband let me in. They both looked freaked out. The wife was standing in the far corner of the room, arms wrapped around herself like she was holding in a scream. She said the AC made a loud pop sound, and then it stopped. That was it. I told them I'd take a look, so they stepped out so I could work. When the door clicked shut behind them, everything just felt wrong. Just really heavy, thick kind of, like the air itself didn't want me there. And let me tell you, that is a very unsettling feeling. So, I opened the AC housing panel, leaned inside with my flashlight. The unit was dead. No power, full stop. I was tracking the wiring when I heard something behind me. A soft shuffle across the carpet. I stood up fast and I spun around. Nobody there. The whole room was empty. I told myself I'd just imagine it. I knelt back down and started removing screws, trying to fix the fuse inside the housing. That's when I felt it. A breath. Warm, close, right on the back of my neck. I ripped around so fast and smacked my shoulder into the wall again. Nothing. No one was there. I said out loud, "All right, who's ever messing with me, knock it off." Silence. So again, I went back to work. But then the bathroom light flickered on by itself, and I froze. So I walked over and I turned it off. Then it did it again. On, off, on. Slow. Almost intentional. A chill crawled up my spine. I stood, walked to the bathroom, and reached for the switch. Before I could even touch it, the light shut off again, and I saw a shape in the mirror. Not behind me, just in the mirror. A tall, dark silhouette standing beside the bed. My heart dropped into my stomach. I spun around, but nothing was there. When I looked back at the mirror, the shape was gone. At that point, I wasn't fixing a damn thing. I packed my tools and I headed towards the door. I grabbed the handle. It wouldn't turn. It was locked. It just wouldn't turn, like someone on the other side was holding it. I yanked hard, and nothing. My breath started going shallow. I remember saying, "Please, let me out." At this point, no one ever believes, but I swear on everything I have, a voice whispered from the corner of the room, deep, dry, low, like two pieces of sandpaper rubbing together. It said, "Don't leave." I backed away from the door. Every hair on my body stood up. I pressed into the wall like something was about to charge me. The TV turned on by itself, full volume, blasting static. The bathroom light came on again. The shower curtain began to sway side to side. Not a soft moment. A slow, heavy swing from someone that was walking behind it. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped my flashlight. It rolled under the bed. I don't know why, but I got on my knees and I looked under the bed for it. Two eyes stared back at me. Not human eyes. These were pitch black, reflective, too far apart. I scrambled backward, hit the dresser, and scrambled to my feet. I grabbed the door handle again out of pure panic. This time it turned. The second one clicked open. The cold disappeared. Everything went silent. The static died. And the lights went back on steady. The couple was standing right outside the door, staring at me like I had just crawled out of hell. The wife said, "You heard it too, didn't you?" I couldn't answer. I just walked past them shaking. The next morning, I told my manager what happened. I expected him to laugh. Instead, he just rubbed his eyes, sighed, and said, "You lasted longer in the room than the last 3 guys." The unfortunate thing is, he wasn't kidding. 4 maintenance workers quit within a year after being assigned to 313. Eventually, the hotel sealed the room. They kept it locked and removed it from booking system. It's still there, door shut, lights off, untouched. Sometimes I wonder whatever I saw or whatever saw me is still there, waiting for someone to step inside again. And the part that still haunts me? When I finally got the courage to check the maintenance logs, room 313 had a documented death in it, a guest who died alone in 1998. He was found lying under the bed, face up, eyes wide open. And that's my story for room 313. I hope you guys enjoyed it.